PUBG Battlegrounds All-Stars. We've got a new controversial patch that is coming. Patch number 35.1. It makes me sick. And we're going to go over it here today very quickly and then dive into what the new pass looks like. So start off, jump right in here. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. We got a lot of cool stuff on YouTube, including best settings PUBG for 2025 video that just came out roughly about 2 weeks ago. Thanks for showing a lot of love on that, ladies and gentlemen, and many other things. So make sure you guys subscribe and come say hi over on Twitch as well. All right, let's dive in. 35.1 highlights. This patch is just full of everything we didn't ask for. So let's take a look. We get the zipline gun, the stun gun, and the emergency flare are all now on world spawns. So you're going to find guns less and regular equipment less to get more zipline guns, which is one of the most useless items that I think PUBG has ever actually put in this game. Besides the laser sight, which is my favorite item in the game, of course. One thing that I would say is a positive, and this is a huge positive, like top of the line positive, is that we do see that the thermal scope is finally removed. It's mind-blowing to me that they've taken this long and this much pushback from everybody to finally remove it. But then they also randomly removed the spike strip and the blue chip transmitter. Why? No one was complaining about the spike strips. No one was complaining about the blue chip transmitters. It doesn't make any sense. So, one super positive, two random negatives. Then we get into the next part here, which is the recall system. I'm actually really okay with this, but they added the recall system now to Karakin and Paramo. They should have done this from the get-go. I don't know why we did this in phases. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Recall system, I think, is wonderful. Let me know what you guys think about the recall system in the comments and in chat if you guys are watching this live. I personally love it for one major reason. PUBG was the biggest when we had the most casual players, and we don't have the most casual players. We have the most sweaty players, including myself. And when we had casual players, people wanted to hop on and play some games, plural, with their teammates and not be spectating and watching their team all the time. Having a recall system and being able to instantly respawn your teammates is one of the reasons why Call of Duty, Apex, Fortnite are so much more popular, in my opinion, than PUBG, because casual people who only have 2 hours to play at night get in there and actually get some games in with their friends, not be sitting there watching someone else play if they get killed right at the beginning. We get some colorful Easter egg baskets. Let's go. And then once again, another random thing here. The new aim punch from the second gun labs they implemented. So the first gun labs, PUBG took the feedback of people and didn't implement it. And nobody has asked for this ever still. But then they did a round 2 that nobody asked for. And I know a lot of people who did give feedback on it gave very harsh feedback against it. And then out of the blue, PUBG says, we had positive feedback on this. No, they didn't. There's no way over my dead body. I don't believe it for a minute. I don't even know where that feedback was, because I've only given my honest feedback on it, which is, why are you changing the core part of this game 8 years in? It's not time to do that. If you were time to do that, it would have been 6 or 7 years ago. Big mistakes. So we're getting a zipline gun that doesn't work very well, which they are. We'll dive into the notes on that in just a second. Stun guns, which are used 98% on teammates only, which is kind of fun. The emergency cover flare, which I think is awesome, but we'll review why that's also a negative as well. Positive thermal scope, let's go. And then negative spike strap. You know, it's like this pass is temperamental, like the weather. So yeah, looking at the new aim punch, this doesn't make any sense. Nobody wants this. Nobody asked for it. I've already seen, Matt talking on Twitter about it. I've seen C-Dome and Hollywood Bob all sharing the comments on Twitter about this. Why? are they doing this? I don't know. Nobody wants it. Nobody asked for it. We don't want to see it, but yet they're forcing it down our throats yet again. So these things coming to the maps, no big deal. You know what would be cool about the zipline gun, by the way, to make it actually useful, is that when you zip up to something, that if it has an extension, a bar that's like a player length up higher, so that you can actually zip up and then get off the zip. Right now, if you zip up to like the top of a building, you literally go up the zip line and you hit the building and you fall off the zip line. If we had the test server, we would have known how terrible this was. Just throwing that out there, but we got rid of that too. And the experimental server, which probably very few people will even know ever existed, but it did. Don't know why. So super bizarre that we're adding this to all maps right now when it's in a terrible working, functioning state. I'm coming in hot on this one, chat. I just want to say, when you're sick, you have less patience. That's where I'm at right now. So hang in there. They also removing the self AED, except for solo modes. That would be the only place that I don't see why it would be in is solo mode. Personally, I have no problem with the self AED. I don't give a crap. It's just, it's neither here nor there. But why keep it in the game if you're going to remove it? Just remove it. You know, I think it was kind of a funny thing to have in there. I don't have any issues with it. Boosted transmitter, decoy grenade, spike strap. Why is the decoy grenade also on this list? What were they thinking? So the only positive in this right here is the thermal scope, right? But we have the blue chip transmitter, decoy grenade, spike trap, which is a spike strip. Thermal scope and battle ready kit have been removed from every spawn spot. Why? Who is asking for that? Nobody's asking for these changes. These are all stupid changes except for the thermal scope, which is the number one thing we've been asking, begging the community has been begging for them to remove. It blows my mind. And then they increased the spawn rate of the zipline gun and the cables, despite the fact that it doesn't work. They did increase the range, phenomenal, but it still doesn't work. It doesn't change the functionality. That doesn't work. Stun gun, that'll 98% is what my estimate when I crunch the numbers of how often that's used on enemies versus teammates. Then we had for another stupid thing. This is what I wanted to talk about too. When I saw this, I was just like, why? The emergency flare used to have 5 different rocks, boulders that came down with it. That was broken. Then they went down to 3 and they said that was broken. And then they went down to 2 and they said that was broken. And they raised the weight from like 15 to 23. A smoke grenade is 20. What would you rather have? An emergency flare that's 23 points with just 2, or more smoke grenades, you know, or more grenades, more utility in general. It's just not worth it. But it's now 27. It's literally almost twice the weight in your backpack that it was before. Insane. I don't think we could break something that is actually really cool any harder than we did right there. They also did some audio updates. This is to be seen whether this is gonna be good or not. Honestly, it's different. All right. Recall system. These flights are different. You know, it's gonna change based on the map size. So Karakin and Paramount, definitely smaller maps. The next recall change to the recall system, it is coming in on Karakin Paramount. I'm personally a big fan of this, as we mentioned earlier. But it's going to be limited, a lot less planes because it's a smaller map. Get some world festival changes. Pretty cool. You know, I'm glad that they're starting to do this more. Apex and Fortnite already do it. It's nice to see them being a little bit more up to date with that. We've got the ranked rewards here for the links. I think this is really awesome, by the way. I really wish I did the MG3 ones in the last ranked, but I forgot to do it, quite frankly. But very cool skins. I think these are actually very nice. And then the next biggest thing, this one I thought was going to be really dumb. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be as bad as the PUBG dating app that we just went through on 34.2. But we've got a new new feature, Contender, which is basically a character upgrade. And from what it looks like here is you can level it up a few times. You get a kill effect. I'm curious what that means. If it's a kill skin, kill feed skin, or some sort of illumination of your body when you get a kill. That could be interesting or not. The dive trail, I think, would be pretty interesting, i.e. Apex and Fortnite. So it might not be as bad as I thought, but the thought of progressive clothing, which is the rumor right now, it's just I don't know who's running these things. It doesn't make any sense. But that's the state of where we're at. The unknown confusion in 2025. But we'll see. We'll review this more in our next part of this video here. They are doing some changes to the custom matches, which I think is really nice, especially doing those, like custom games like PUBG Reddit, or from the real Soup to More. Shout out to Soup to More, who runs the customs every Saturday, and Chief and Dudes and Eagle, who run a custom as well. Definitely worth checking out. We're getting a new Survivor Pass. I think this is actually kind of cool. Some dope clothing. Finally, something actually somewhat interesting. This UI UX change, not a fan of this at all. Why we're making it harder to see, I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense. It's changes we didn't ask for. Once again, for 500. They have some minor bug fixes. I'm hoping that they fix an issue where if you're reloading in a car with an SMG, you get booted out of the car. Hopefully they fix that one, which I highly doubt they did. But we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a look at the new Survivor Pass. I think this is actually a pretty badass uniform. I like it. Looks cool. That is a dope AK skin. Very cool. I like that parachute skin too. Guy here. Ooh. Creepy. I like it. This is actually the best cosmetics I think they've had in a while. Oh yeah. Got a Mini 14. It's nice to see them do some other guns other than minis and M4s. That's a cool helmet though. I like that a lot. These are going to be very important this season. We'll get to those in just a minute. Hey, it's a UAZ. Pretty cool. Not necessarily fond of this one though. It looks kind of. Motorcycle looks very cool. Very cool. As does the backpack. Something with gold and burgundy and black. What the heck is this? That's actually really funny. Oh. Get your schematic in there. Forget to get your BP chat. Those are huge. And then you got your bonus round, of course. You are doing the levels once again. The levels are going to be $5 essentially for the pass, or 10 if you get it with the levels. So interesting. Standard practice. We always do essentially. Under before I forget about that. Get those BP going, working for you. We're gonna take a look under the workshop a look at the Contender. This is the spot where we have progressive clothing, essentially. So it really is progressive clothing as well. You know, when you get a kill, essentially some hearts come out of your little thing on your shoulder there. I guess we're there in PUBG. The dive trail I actually like, but I think this is a cool thing from Apex. This is straight from Apex and like Fortnite. I actually think that's kind of cool. But there's not much to it though. It's not that much of a thing. This is the final form. Essentially, I guess just a decked out sexy chick in a skirt in PUBG. And then the kill badge. This is kind of neat. But I'd be curious if this changes. We don't know this yet. But I think this would change whether or not you had a progressive gun in your hand. Which one does it use? The Contender or the progressive gun? We don't know. Too early to tell. There's a couple different lobby poses too. This one here. I don't know why that's exciting. I'll be honest with you. That's more exciting. That's kind of cool. Little animation. I'm not entirely sure what the hype is here. Watching somebody over text. I don't get it. Oh god. This is what PUBG is coming to, chat. I don't know what to say. I mean, they're trying to match the sexy theme. They definitely did it, but I don't know. I don't see this being a driving factor for increasing sales and growing the game. I just don't, unfortunately. All right, let's take a look at the progressive chrono cannon. First, I want to say I'm really excited they finally gave us a different gun other than a Mini 14, a barrel, an AUG, or an M4. So we get another SKS skin. I actually don't hate the SKS, but it is definitely the worst DMR bio shot. There's no doubt about it. We were talking about this the other day, and I like the SKS, but it does suck. There's really no other way to say it. So we'll take a look at those here in a second, and then chroma here. We got some new guns in here too. Like this one here looks pretty cool. I don't recall this one being in there before. This one has been around for a while. This one probably is too. I don't know if I have this one. I don't think I do. But I like that. Nice Groza skin. SK12. I think the rest of these have all been in here. These are pretty awesome. That's just, it's clean. These are not new though. This one is definitely new. I've never seen this one before. And I think the copper one. So I think these two and maybe this one. This one might have been in there before. Let's take a look at the weapons though, and the what you get with the SKS. So a little disappointing that once again that they did this with the SKS again. They only gave us 6 levels. Why? Don't really know why. I used to like it. I don't like it anymore though. I wish having getting able to level up your thing up to a kill box is pretty cool. Got the Govern's here, stat track, and headshot kills. Oh, sorry, yeah, headshot. That's actually not a bad kill feed skin. It's not super duper flashy, but it's not bad though. This kind of looks like a caustic thing from Apex. If you guys play Apex at all, but I think it looks cool. It's an interesting. It's something I could see myself using in game. We've got the chroma, which essentially is just a very slightly different color there. Ooh. Does have a gold suppressor though. Chroma's a little more fancy, looks like. That looks nice. I like that. Looks clean. It's just a nice looking gun. I was just saying this the other day that we have some really cool progressives that are not progressives. Stat track ones right now that should be progressives. That I kind of wish were. Just to deviate for a super quick second to the SKS one, to be honest with you. This one right here. This one's dope. Like, I wish this was an SKS progressive skin. This would be an awesome one. And I know I just said it, I don't want an M4, but I actually wish, you know, when they first came out with it, wish that they had the M4. Do I not have it anymore? There. This guy right here, this thing is awesome. I wish this is the one that they had put in the progressive M4 back in the day. It's a very cool skin. But back to the weapons here. So not bad. Not bad. I wouldn't say that I'm like super stoked about it, but it's a start. Let's do a little bit of an opening here. Let's go to the workshop and do a couple polls, eh? All right, here we go. We're warming up with freebies. Got a lot of coupons in here. Oh, we got the SK12. Gun nobody uses. All right. 3 blacks there. No. No luck on that one. So far, nothing good at all from the hideout there. Sure started cold with that box. All right, 2 more pulls. Can we have a little bit of good luck here? We got double gold. Let's go. Oh, that's a double. That's a double barrel. What a bait. All right, we got one more here. Number 2. 1 gold. Jesus. Oh my god. 3 out of 3 golds, chat. That's a rough one. Oh, is our 4th gold here gonna be something cool? No, it's not. Jesus. We're having some good luck on this one, chat. It was our first gold from coupons, though. All right. Number 5 is gonna be the lucky. Here we go. No, it's not. This is PUBG's system in a nutshell, chat. All right, number 6. A schematic. That's the best thing that we've got so far. Oh my god. So this is gonna be the last coupon that I was gonna open. Can we have some luck on the last one? I'll believe it when I see it. Yes, we can. Let's go. Go chat. Let's go. Oh my gosh. We actually got it. Let's go. Pretty cool. We're gonna equip that right away. Not sure we're gonna level this one up yet. But very exciting that we at least got the basic one for our efforts here. We're up to enough to get. We're definitely not gonna make this mistake again, chat, like I did last time, which was to buy the Chroma MP5. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but I used the scrapbroker to buy the Chrome MP5. We're not gonna waste our monies on this. That's 65%. We're not quite there yet. Don't do that. Wait for the gun that you really, really want and then spend your scrap. But very cool. At least we got one here. Overall in this pass, I think the Survivor pass is actually really dope. There's a lot of stuff in this pass, chat, that just wasn't really that exciting. And this dating thing that they did, I cannot believe that this was in PUBG. Yes, I just can't believe it. It's insane to me that they actually put this in that pass buster. But overall, this pass, Survivor pass, I think is actually pretty dope. The workshop contender thing, I assume that this is not going to be going away in the next like 30 days, because this pass is only 27 days long. I don't think it's going to go away in that time period, but also really just not excited about it. Sure, it looks nice, but The dive trail and the kill effect are just really not that interesting at all. They're definitely unique, but it's not something that's going to be like a driving factor for me. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you drop a sub over here on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, and follow over on Twitch. We're live Mondays, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Saturday and Sunday. So come over and say hi. We'll see you guys on the battlefield.